to be here. Flotsam and jetsam. It's like somebody did a duck lose its roof? What is this? Is it just like a tarp? That's weird. You don't see that every day. Is there anybody on the end of that? No, we look like we're good. Is that your stock answer anytime anyone asks it? Leonardo DiCaprio. That orange duck there, guys? It's a renovated but an authentic World War II amphibious landing craft. Does it belong to these guys over here? These guys look like they're fishing for something. Huh.
Good job, Laura!
The military identification code of the original vehicle consisted of letters DUKW. D stood for the year 1942. That was the year that the prototype was developed by GM, the year they went to production. U is amphibious cargo carrying vehicle. K, front wheel drive. W, two rear driving axles. Out of Duckwa, men of the armed services called the original vehicles ducks. We take duck tours around Boston, guys. So the 4 months that followed D-Day, June the 6th of 1944, better than 40% of the supplies that went shipped to shore to support the D-Day invasion reached the land in vehicles like the originals in our fleet. So guys, they're the real deal, okay? And, you know, it's important. It's important for us to be mindful of this stuff, right? Because, you know, I really think a lot of times, what were we talking about earlier? We were talking about, like, you know, run them over. Yeah. And that was your stock answer for that?
For the occupiers.
Freedom isn't always free, right? So we just have to remember these things. I like to. It's part of my personal process.
They don't know what they're fighting for. They don't know what they're protesting.
You know what? I agree. It seems like there's a lot of people that are just coming down to like...
Everybody protest, right? Let's know what you're fighting for.
Unify, right, baby? Let's come together on a common cause. I'll tell you. That glass building there on the left with the steps up and on top, Massachusetts General Hospital, MGH, what a lot of people in these parts like to call man's greatest hospital, guys. Some of the great medical minds anywhere in the world, right over here in the West End, guys. They have a long-standing affiliation with Harvard Medical School. Both they and, you see Mass Eye in here right next door? So a lot of Harvard doctors in practice, but Harvard doctors in training as well. So we don't see Harvard on this trip because we're not far enough, see how we're not very fast? Along the Cambridge side of the river, eventually you'd reach it. In keeping with our theme, Harvard was the first college of higher learning in the New World. The Puritan people that settled in these parts back in the 1620s and 30s, many of them were educated in Cambridge in England. That's how Cambridge, Mass got its name. So the Puritans basically founded, again, Boston Latin, 1635, first public secondary school in today in the United States. A year later, it was the college at Newtown in the earliest days. 1636, it was renamed Harvard in 1638. Upon the passing of a minister, John Harvard, he left half of his available wealth, his personal library to the college they named it for. 50-mile radius from downtown Boston today, you guys have better than 50 four-year colleges and universities. That's a lot of what makes our world go round in Boston, the educational center. What happens is Laura, what do you think about Laura, guys? She's doing a great job, Laura from Salem, New Hampshire. Come on, see? You guys look over to the left. You're going to get the classic view of Beacon Hill and the State House Dome from the Charles River beyond the tree line. So if I were you guys and I was taking pictures, I'd take that shot right over there. It's actually take a bunch. It's a good view. This is Longfellow Bridge. Locals call it Salt and Pepper Bridge because of the ornaments that decorate the center span. They kind of look like old-fashioned salt and pepper shakers. Front faces of the salt and pepper shakers, there are ornate carvings, the carvings of Viking ships. Never been proven. We'll just say that there was a prevailing opinion at one time. It was thought that Vikings were the first European explorers of the Charles. We don't know. We don't have any proof to support it. That's basically the reference that's being made. The bridge is named for Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, who was the guy that made Paul Revere a household name. One of his lesser-known poems is about the West Boston Bridge. When the current Longfellow Bridge was completed back in 1907, it replaced the bridge that Longfellow wrote about. It was named for him about the decade of the 1920s. Miss Laura, you did a good job. Give me the knuckles. Make them explode. Come on, please. Please? Okay. Guys, give Laura a big round of applause. She's got too much class to fool around with the likes of me. So, does anybody else want to try? Honey, you want to try?